He's the coffee drinking, banana eating, between two banana trees sitting. Your morning host, the favorite one with the most. He's Adam Josh.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to the new permanent home, the new permanent set of the Morning Banana Show. I'm out here on the farm in Portugal. These are banana trees. We've got pups beside them that we have planted ourselves on our farm in the mountains in Portugal. At the end of this video, if you stay tuned, I'll give you a quick tour of the farm for the Morning Banana fans. For now, let's snap into a banana. This is local, it's organic. It's actually from Madeira, which is an island of Portugal. And these are not fruiting yet, but these bananas that I'm eating right here are Portugal and are from Portugal. And if you stay tuned on the Morning Banana Show, you're going to be able to watch these things grow, and maybe even we can even share some fruit together. You didn't know. Delicious. You didn't know, but the morning Banana Show is leading somewhere. It's okay. We're at 170 bananas as of today that we've shared together, and maybe you didn't know that it was all actually going somewhere. It actually had a point. And the point was to have morning bananas, independent of anyone else, to be able to come out in my own property in the yard and grab some bananas. So, for now, this is the new permanent set of the Morning Banana Show. Here we are in Portugal. Yeah. There's a lot to catch you guys up on. I can speak a little bit louder now and openly because I'm outside. You know, I don't like yelling at a camera inside. As a musician, I have spent years and years and years of my life yelling at a camera and yelling at a microphone. And I have a voice that, if you knew my heavy metal voice, would probably rival anyone that you've heard. But maybe you didn't know that about me. I'm a musician. You can check out my website, adamjosh.com, and see the heavy metal stuff that I've done over the years. But yeah, I mean, if it's a screaming competition, you're not gonna win it. Let's put it that way. We built a fire pit over there. I'm in the banana section of the garden. One thing you may not know about the Algarve in Portugal is you can grow everything. I wake up in the morning and there's still some morning dew on this. Look at that. It's biblical. Morning dew all over the bananas, and that's just from the temperature differentials of dropping a little bit a little bit chilly at night and really hot during the day. The locals call this winter, and I'm sorry, like you can see all around you. It says March 16th. It's all lush green, but I don't want to make fun of the people that I've met. It's a big long story, but the locals are convinced that winter is something to like romanticize, and being from Canada, it's like, hey, have you ever built a snowman? Have you ever built an igloo in your backyard or skated on an ice rink in your own backyard? All right? No? All right. Well, you really don't know what winter is. They have an idea of winter. Hey, what can I do with these banana peels? Maybe I can feed the bananas. We'll find out if that's a good idea or not. Stay tuned on the next morning banana show when we find out, was that a good idea? When we planted them, you know, we've learned about biochar. So when we planted them with a little bit of our fire pit waste, charcoal. We thought that would be good. And then some soil. I'm looking at an orange airliner over there. Sad to say, the chemtrails are here in Portugal as well. I'm looking at straight lines all in the sky. If you thought you could get off grid and escape the chemtrails, I mean, you let me know where that is in the world, because I haven't found it yet. I didn't think that we were going to be able to escape the chemtrails here in Portugal, so here we are nonetheless. But yeah, this is an off-grid vegan farm stay. We bought it. It's in our name. Um, we bought it outright, which is handy because we don't have to pay mortgage payments. We don't have to pay anything but taxes. Once a year, we've already paid our yearly taxes. So the next thing we have to pay for will be like next year. But as far as monthly expenses go, you know, you normally pay electric bills, like electricity bills, utilities. Here on the farm, we're off grid, so it's batteries, solar, and generator right now. And then water is being delivered. And I'm going to be honest with you, getting water delivery is a bit challenging here. And it's fine because you know I know how to desalinate water. But desalinating water, like we're just hitting the ground running. You know, there's a lot of things happening at once. We had some car trouble yesterday. Be the second time with this 1998 Volkswagen Polo that we've had some car issues. The first time was we thought it was bad gas. They call it the butterfly here in Portugal, like the fuel injection or where the air in the intake manifold mixes with fuel. Anyway, it was dirty. They said it might have been bad gas, but you know, we're not dumb enough to fill our vehicle with diesel if it doesn't take diesel. So I don't know what happened, but it just basically wouldn't start. It would... And then yesterday we were coming back from Lisbon because, you know, your boy has to get all his paperwork right. We're going to the embassies in Germany, German embassies, or going to the Canadian embassies. It's a lot going on, a lot happening right now. You know, I can't begin to, so about the car issue. The car, yeah, the transmission basically has a bunch of plastic pieces in the 5-speed manual transmission, a bunch of plastic pieces and spacers. The mechanic and I think one of them unthreaded, which, you know, if you didn't know what you were doing and you started driving the car, you could ruin your transmission. But we just pulled over on the side of the highway. I'm not saying anything bad about the mechanic. He sold us a 1998 Volkswagen Polo for 1,500 euros. Let's be honest, we knew what we were getting into. But I will say something about the roadside assistance here. So in Canada, you have something like CAA, which is optional. And if you get in a car accident or something's wrong with your vehicle on the side of the road, you know, and I know everybody's like, you're on your own, man. Call your friend, call a tow truck. Here it's different, which I appreciate. Our insurance company, shout out to Fidelidade. It's spelt exactly like it sounds, but instead of daddy, it's DADE. Fidelidade. And they have roadside assistance. And you know, for me, roadside assistance means something else because I'm from Canada. Roadside assistance here means, you know, if you have any car issues, you call them and they'll come and help you. So they sent a tow truck and they sent a taxi and they drove us home and there was no bill because we pay insurance here in Portugal. And Fidelidade takes care of us like that. So, you know, we come here to Portugal with love in our hearts. I'm literally planting trees and running a morning banana show in front of you. I have nothing but good intentions and love. I'm not trying to scam anybody here. I'm not even trying to murder any animals. I've been vegan for 10 years. All the wildlife can stay exactly the way it is. I'm just going to plant some vegetables and fruits and maybe invite some people to learn about how we're like reusing gray water or how we're planting things or how epic the soil is. You're not seeing things. That is not a hallucination, my friends. The only time I've ever seen soil like this was in PEI, in Prince Edward Island, in the summertime. Not a hallucination. That soil actually looks like that. I've been knee deep in it planting things. It's iron rich. Portugal, I gotta be honest, it's got some quirks. So does Niagara, so does Canada. But for all the quirks that coming from Canada that I'm not used to, this land is blessed. Aside from the quirks, aside from anything that I can say that might be interpreted as negative, the land here is objectively blessed. The locals don't even know it. I'm telling you, being from Canada, the land here is blessed. We've tried farming in Canada for 6 months of the winter, and you might know that we had a whole garden in our backyard. And you know, it just broke our heart to be looking at like 6 months of winter. And you know, we wanted to get to the point where we could eat our whole meals from our backyard, and we started with salad, and that's about all we could get before winter. We tried again the next year and the next year. You know, we had 5 years in the last house that we were in. And every time winter came around, we were just kind of like downtrodden. Like, man, we are we are trying to go this way with like sustainability and farming, and we just can't do it here. So you can get a greenhouse. We thought about a lot of things like that. Of course, we were in Niagara, so there's lots of wine um, greenhouses and whatnot. But to be honest, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. You know what my high is? My high is just hanging out here, talking to you guys, winning with my family, working out, crushing it everywhere in the world. That's my high. So maybe I'm a little bit messed up in the head, but I enjoy just hanging out and farming and working and being off grid. So I've enjoyed this, and I hope that Portugal will let me stay longer. And we're working on all the paperwork end of it, but no, we're not. I'm not squatting. We're not on somebody else's land. This is our land. We own it, and it's a lot of land. I'm going to give you a quick tour at the end. What else can I say? Yeah, there's been challenges. Like I'm not a big fan of Lisbon, the city, and we had to go to Lisbon. It's like a miniature Toronto or a miniature Montreal. So I'm not a huge fan of Lisbon. I'm not a huge fan of the big cities, and I'm happy to be here. Honestly, sometimes like it's been a bit of adjustment for the kids, but the younger one, Tyler, he loves farming. He loves planting things. I have a palm tree right there that I'll show you guys that we're about to plant. And this is it. This is Morning Banana Show number 170. Living that off-grid, vegan, farm stay, blue zone immersion lifestyle. If that's something you want to check out, I mean, right now, as it stands right now, if you felt like coming to visit, I could, we have some space that you could put a trailer in or put a RV in if you want to drive here in an RV and check it out. If you want to see how vegans live off grid or how to plant things or just go camping for a weekend with your family in a vegan immersion lifestyle. I'm vegan, our whole family's vegan, so it would be like a vegan immersion. How do these vegans do it? You could find out. You could just send me a message, and our closest airport is Faro International Airport. You could fly into the airport. We could come get you. So yeah, this was what we were working towards and what the plan has been. It wasn't something that we just kind of cooked up overnight, but our whole family talked about it at the dinner table many times, starting with the conversation of like, hey, do any of us actually like winter? It's an important question to ask when you live in Canada. And if the answer is no, as an adult, you got to ask yourself, okay, I don't like this 6 months of winter here in Niagara, most of Canada, except for the west coast of like British Columbia. British Columbia is usually warmer. There's not a lot of snow around Vancouver, if any, maybe in the mountains. But as far as the rest of Canada goes, including the cottage and PEI that I helped build and everything out there, I helped a little bit here and there with the cottage, and my Uncle Jim and Aunt Miriam, are interested in what we're doing here. I'll probably send my Uncle Jim this video. So shout out to Uncle Jim. There's a lot of similarities here. I was telling the kids, you have indoor plumbing here. We have running water here. When we built the cottage and PEI, I dug a hole in the ground and we didn't plant trees in them. We were pooping in there. So you're lucky that you don't have an outhouse. Like, to me, this isn't as roughing it as it was back in the late 90s and early 2000s when we were building the cottage and PEI. So, and the benefit of being here as opposed to PEI is there's no winter. So I'm here, I'm outside. This is winter. The only thing you can hear here is there's a construction crew working down the agricultural land. I think they're building out or clearing out some more land, so you can hear the diggers and whatnot during the day, not all the time. And at night, there's farm dogs, so you can hear some farm dogs, you can hear owls and crickets, and the occasional vehicle that travels up and down to the property that's around, other properties that are around here. But outside of that, it's pretty quiet. Not like being in Niagara, not like being in Lisbon, not like being in Berlin. We traveled all over to get here. And I traveled all through Portugal to see where the best spot was for us. what would make sense for us. So as far as the paperwork and immigration and all that legal stuff as and whatnot, I am a resident of Canada. I'm still a resident of Canada. I live and have an address in Canada. But I'll be honest, like I've had a lot of challenges with banking. Basically, every single bank account I've had has been computer said no to, like except for I think Meridian Credit Union. Even my relationships with the branch managers, and they've known me through the years, over the years with our businesses in Niagara, they've been like, "I'm sorry, but the pewter says no, but we'll turn the pewter back on for you." So there's been some challenges. But I was able to open up a bank account here at Novo Banco and get a credit card here in Portugal. And I have a NIF number. So if you're coming to Portugal, I guess one of the most important things is to make sure your paperwork is right and get a NIF number, like a social security or social insurance number. Get that done right away, NIF number. So contact an immigration lawyer, or I can recommend lawyers if you want, but don't try to come here any longer than like a quick vacation and think that you're going to get away with it. I'm not. I'm doing everything legally with the Council of Lawyers, and I recommend you do the same unless you're just trying to come visit us. But hey, start with coming to visit us and let me show you around. Let us show you around. You know, there's a lot of improvements that we could do here at the farm. We could, for example, get a better solar grid. We could get another generator. We could get more sustainable water sources and set up desalination. But outside of those, things that are fun and side projects that we can get to later, everything here is working and functioning at this moment. So, I'm thankful. If you're fasting during Ramadan, I don't want to give you any challenges. I hope that your Ramadan is going good for you. And, follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you for watching the Morning Banana Show, number 170, here from the mountains of Portugal. I've eaten a banana. I'm going to go. You guys take care of yourselves. If you stuck around this far, I'll give you the quick tour. Okay. That's the set. There's Tyler's palm tree that he chose out. And this is Caden's palm tree that he chose out. This was, I think, 100 euros, 120 euros, and that was, I think, 100 euros. So we're going to have palm tree there. Long term, maybe put like a movable stage there, or a movable, we could even pull in a trailer or an RV there. There's plenty of garden space around here. This is one of the gardens with piri in the middle. We got lots of plants and things that we need to still get to. And there's a whole other section over here behind my little studio where we've planted citrus. And everything you see here and a lot more is all our land. This is a road here. We could clear that and you could pull something in right there or right here. So 2 spots, 1, 2 for an RV. But right now we do have RV access if you feel like coming to hang out with us in this vegan immersion thing. How do the vegans do it off grid? You can come see. Okay, everybody. Lots more to show you, but maybe some other time. Take care.